Hey guys, it's Steve from the Tech Buzz Gaming, and I'm going to do a review today that was sort of controversial, only because I wasn't sure if I was going to actually do a review on this. I did many live streams building this and playing it, and there seems to be a lot of, lack of a better word, drama surrounding this cabinet, and that is the Fast and the Furious from rawthrills. What do we know? We know that this is a direct port from Tokyo Drift. rawthrills split the game into two. So you have some tracks for the Fast and Furious that are based off of Tokyo Drift, and then you've got a few tracks for Tokyo Drift on this cabinet. First off, I was a little disappointed because the marquee car from the Fast and the Furious, the Eclipse, even though it was only in the movie for, you know, a good portion of the beginning, is not on the game. So in the beginning, I was a little upset because I had pre-ordered this from Best Buy, like most of you. And then I come to find out that there's only 8 cars on this. And I was a little disappointed by that. And there's only a limited amount of tracks. So one of the things that people really took from my early experience with this was that I liked it. I said this is one of the best arcade one-ups to date.
I've been following for their experience is Stephen Haywood, aka the Tech Buzz. He picked up this cabinet as soon as it launched, entered it into his home arcade. You guys all know Steven. He has a long history doing stuff with that games. He's a fairly critical reviewer, critical personality sometimes on YouTube. He got the Fast and the Furious, and his initial response was he absolutely loved it. He's put it down in the basement with their kids. Everybody's having a really good time. He's really happy with the experience, and in fact has told me he thinks this may be Arcade 1-Up's best cab to date.
I want to clarify that because I think some of it was taken out of context, and, well, I said it, so therefore I should be the one to clarify it. What I mean by that is, structurally, this is the best designed, built, stable arcade that they've created. And I'll kind of elaborate on it. We've seen plenty of videos with what it looks like, and I'll kind of get into some of that other stuff. But a lot of people are like, oh, it shakes. You see how I'm shaking this? I have it on uneven carpet, and it's barely moving. If it's completely flat on the floor with no carpet, so I have 2 types of carpet on the floor here. You guys can see I have this arcade carpet that's laid over top of the actual carpet here in the game room. So, like, I mean, unless you're, like, getting on this cabinet, which nobody's doing when they're driving it, it's going to wobble the way I have it set. Now, if I put it right on the floor, right on uneven, if I put it right on even carpeting, it doesn't do that. Okay? So, there's a lot of people out there tell you that, oh, you know, it's wobbling, it's and whatnot. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. We played this. I have well over 120 races on this. I put a lot of time into it in the last 2 weeks. And again, that question came up. Like, how can you say this is the best arcade one-up to date when, you know, they didn't give you the games that they promised. They didn't give you the cars. They chinsed out. With the exception of the marquee, the speakers, the magnets on them are so much bigger, so they're better speakers. Yeah, the steering wheel's the same as Ridge Racer, but I didn't think the steering wheel for Ridge Racer was bad. For a home arcade, for a sub $600, $500 product, this hollow shifter, we had people that were really yanking on it and getting on this thing, and, you know, it really had no issues. You know, I mean, people were, you know, yanking on it. I think the way it's built, when it has the screw caps on it, I think that's pretty awesome. Giving you the ability to make it look like one piece. The sides are pretty seamless. The coin door, with the exception of they could have lit up the coin door And I know there's simple mods we can do that ourselves. But again, for a $600 price tag, they could have done that. The other thing is, I think, the buttons are a little bit confusing. That, with selecting things going into that, there's not really, unless you're sitting here with the manual or you're sitting here looking at the screen. That's one thing that I would say that needs some improvement. I also found some glitches within the game that I have made them aware of that hopefully it gets patched in a future version of this. But I think the marquee, why they went back to this old style box marquee instead of the slide and plexi is beyond me. But again, that's something that if I had to criticize, that's something I would definitely criticize. The pedal's exactly the same as Ridge Racer. I will say, when I first started playing this, I didn't know any better. My son was like, oh man, this is hard to control. And I'm just like, hey, you just don't know how to drive. You're oversteering. Well, it turns out the day one patch to allow this to link play with another cabinet, was not ready. It wasn't out. So they put it out for day one, and it vastly improved the steering to the point where I now realize, the steering was bad day one. Had I known that, it would have been a different story. So now I've had it for 2 weeks. I purchased this with my own money. I'm actually going to buy a second one.
I'm going to pretend you didn't say it.
And you're like, oh my gosh, so he's, Arcade 1UP has bought and paid this guy. No. I'm selling my iArcade and my NBA Jam Arcade 1UP because nobody plays them. And we had so much fun on this, even though some of you guys might say, well, it's not a Fast and the Furious, or it's a Cruisin' ripoff, or it's this, or it's that.
But it's fun!
We had a lot of fun on this. This is a fun game. I can't take that away. Yeah, maybe they screwed up with the marketing on this. Well, yeah, they screwed up a lot on this in the marketing. Yeah, it's a Fast and Furious on the side. But it's not a true Fast and the Furious game. I'll give it that. But it's a fun game. And for me, that's more important. Having the ability here to save my cars by using the on-screen digital keypad, having fun with this game, competing times against friends, makes me want to get a head-to-head cabinet so I can put another one over here so we can race head-to-head. Overall, I have to say that I think Arcade 1UP with this, being the deluxe cabinet, this is the first deluxe cabinet I have, is going in the right direction, because even inside of how you put it together, the different stabilization wood pieces is a vast improvement from the other cabinets that they've made. You guys could disagree with me on that. You can say that I'm shilling for the company. You can say whatever you want. But the reality is,
but it's fun!
This is a fun game. If you can't stomach the fact that it's $600, I get you. I totally get you, which is why I'm selling 2 other machines to be able to get a second cabinet. Wait for it to go on sale. If it goes on sale, wait for it to go on sale. Let me put it this way. If Arcade 1UP came to me and said you can only buy one racing cabinet that we have, Outrun, you could buy Fast and the Furious or Ridge Racer, which one would you buy? I would pick Fast and the Furious. At the end of the day, when it comes to these cabinets, do they get played and are they fun? That's the staple. That's the bar that I leave it when I get these cabinets. Should you buy it? That's what you ask every reviewer. Should I go out and spend my hard-earned money on this cabinet? All right, Frankie's standing here. He's playing the Fast and the Furious, Tokyo Drift. Actually, he's probably running into the wall more than anything.
Hey.
All right, we've been playing this for the last 3 hours. Frankie, what's your thoughts? What do you like? What's the most that you like about this?
I think the skill gap that it creates, because Daniel sucks at it, so. And that way it's not based off pure luck. Zach likes that a lot too, but not the car.
So I mean, there's been a lot of things in the community where people are like, oh, it's not going to be that good. You shouldn't pre-order it. What do you think? I mean, you're playing it. We've been playing it all night. What do you think?
I think it was probably worth it.
Yeah.
The pre-order, at least.
Is there anything that you don't like or you would change?
Probably the money thing. Being able, that way you can like use it to get upgrades instead of just having it based on your gameplay. And then you have a reason to actually get higher places. Because then you can get upgrade. Oh, that's a wall. I mean, get higher. Boosts.
Higher boosts. Okay. Now, I just want to let everybody know, like, these guys don't watch the shows. They don't hear the arguments. They don't hear us go on and on about this. Anything else that stands out to you? Is anything else that you don't like? Or anything else that you really do like or you think is really cool with it?
The graphics I didn't think would be this good on an arcade machine like this.
So you like the more modern...
Yes.
More modern game compared to some of the other ones that I have is retro.
Yeah, very much retro.
Okay. All right, let's ask some others. Zach, you've been also playing with us. We've been going back and forth with everybody here. We're all been playing, the four of us. Just got it set up tonight. What do you think?
It's good.
All right, Zach, what do you think?
I think it's really good. I really like that it like saves your like upgrades and all that. Like it's not just brand new every time. It like saves it.
Is there anything that you don't like?
So there's sometimes like it glitches out. Like you'll get like stuck in one spot. But like that's basically it.
Oh, like when you get stuck behind a building?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had that happen too a couple times. I just thought it was just my poor driving. I'm just going to be honest. Anything else that stands out to you that you like or don't like? Or what about like car selection? What about, you know, the feel, the steering wheel? I mean, or anything, the shifter? I mean, does it feel realistic?
Yeah, I mean, I've never driven, so I don't really know.
Well, I mean, I guess what I'm asking is because there's always people that say, oh, you got to go with the real arcades, you got to play the real driving cabinets, and like, you know, we have that Ridge Racer cabinet over there. Do you think this is more fun than the Ridge Racer cabinet?
Yeah.
Because you played that a lot.
Definitely.
We've all played that.
Yeah, the Ridge Racer is just a lot harder, and this one's like easier to just get started in.
Yeah.
I wish what they like you would have to unlock cars with the money, and the money wasn't basically just pointless.
So, now they did put 8 cars in here, and I think there's 18 tracks. So you would want more cars in this.
Or like don't give you all the cars to start off, and you have to like unlock them as you play.
There you go. That's an idea. So like start out with like what, 2 cars or something like that?
Yeah.
They should give you like the Pontiac or something to start out. The worst car that nobody likes. Okay. But it's been fun overall though?
Yeah.
It's been really fun. Okay, cool. All right, Daniel, so what do you think? We've been playing it all night. We've been competing, and the peanut gallery over here doesn't seem to think you're too good at it.
Hey, look, it's my favorite cabinet out of all.
So you really, this is out of all the cabinets that we own, this is your favorite.
Yeah.
Why? Why is it your favorite?
They really put a lot of effort into it, I could tell, and just in general, it's a fun concept.
So what do you mean they put a lot of effort into it? Like, explain that to me.
I mean,
like what do you like about it?
I love the shifter.
Yeah, you do like to play manual. That's why you end up losing a lot.
Hey.
Yeah. Well, no, it's an art form. I'm just gonna be honest with it. You know.
Not everyone's good at it though.
No. And that's what I told you. You had to learn how to play it.
One thing that I don't like about the game is they didn't add the Eclipse, but yeah.
Yeah, that was something I said too. But what else do you? I mean, like, what makes you want to play this? Because I know, like Ridge Racer, we play it, but it's like
just like upgrading the cars makes you want to play even more, just to upgrade all the cars.
Okay, upgrading the cars.
Yeah.
Anything else that you can think of? What's something that you don't like? If you could tell Arcade 1-Up right now what they did wrong with this cabinet, what would you tell them?
Add freaking NOS buttons on the steering wheel, bro.
Well, to be fair, on the original Arcade, there is no NOS buttons on the steering wheel,
But
so that's
still.
why they didn't do that. But that's
still.
fine. That's fine. So you would want the NOS buttons on the steering
Like,
wheel
at least keep it realistic to the movies.
from the movies. Okay. Anything else that if you could tell Arcade 1-Up you want them to fix? What else would you tell them to fix? If there is anything. If there's not, then there's not. I'm asking your opinion.
Actually put a manual to where you know how to work the thing.
Oh, you mean like when we were selecting?
Yeah, like actually tell us that 1, 2, and 3 are up, down, and select.
That's true, because Ridge Racer we were using the shifter. That's a good point. That is a good point. Okay. Now for people out there, because they're always asking like, well, should I buy this? Should I not buy this? Should I pre-order? I'm getting a little bit of FOMO.
I mean, yeah.
You say you love this. This is your favorite cabinet.
Yeah.
So what are the things really that make you really like this cabinet?
Just the fact of the upgrades and stuff.
Just the upgrades.
And
I mean, is it a fun racing game?
oh yeah, definitely.
Because you just saw the Fast and the Furious movie, so this to you is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Okay, very cool. All right. Now Christy's playing it here, and so unlike the rest of us, we've been playing it for hours. You played. This is your third match, right? This is your third race.
Medium map, and whoop! I just hit a tree. Oh boy!
So,
Wow!
what are some of the things that you like about this, and what are some of the things that you think could be improved upon, if there is any?
I would say the steering wheel's a little touchy. It's kind of hard to get like the feel for the steering wheel. Other than that, I mean, the graphics are pretty good. Go! It's a lot of fun. You really do feel like you're driving, in a sense. Yeah, it's. Oh crap!
I know it's hard to talk while you're doing here.
Drove through a bunch of buildings. Yeah, I would say the most thing that I dislike is the steering wheel, because it's really hard to like, even when I touch it lightly, it's not turning it good enough, and then I overcorrect. But other than that, I like how they have the stick shift up here. I mean, I chose automatic. Simply because it's my first time playing the game.
Right.
But I like the Nitro Boost feature because it's very similar to the Fast and Furious movies.
So if you had to choose, because we have that other Ridge Racer cabinet. Now I know you probably haven't really, like I said, you haven't played this more than a couple times.
Right.
Do you think if somebody has the Ridge Racer that they shouldn't get this one?
I don't know. I mean, I'm a fan of the Fast and Furious movies, so I like this simply because I'm a big fan. I think the Ridge Racer cabinet is also a fun one to play. I mean, I don't think you can have too many racing cabinets in your arcade.
Okay. So if this wasn't titled Fast and the Furious, okay,
right,
would you still like it?
It'd probably come in second compared to the other one.
Okay, that's interesting.
But I don't know. I just like
You like the franchise?
Yeah, I like the franchise. I even like the graphics on the arcade. And like I said, you feel like you are in a car, you know? And like my favorite feature on it's the nitro booster, because like I said, you see Vin Diesel and he hits his nitro booster and wins the race. But yeah, I think the steering wheel could be improved a little bit, because like I said, you don't really know like what's pushing it too far when you're steering.
Okay.
And like I said, you overcorrect or you don't turn sharp enough, and then when you try, you're going off the edge and stuff. So that's the only thing I dislike, is as sensitive as the steering wheel is.
Okay.
Other than that, great game.
All right, Aaron, it's your turn. Everybody else, we've been playing it all night. You played it, what is this, your third race?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think so far? What do you like and what you don't like?
Okay. What I like is it rumbles when you hit things, and I'm doing a lot of hitting, not on purpose. Oops, wrong way. And I like it how when you the wheel itself feels a little bit more realistic than other racing games I played. One thing I dislike, and you could probably see, it's super touchy for me. I mean, maybe it's something I just have to get used to, but definitely more sensitive. So maybe it's just something I have to learn. Oops. So, but I like how you can customize the car, and I like how it keeps your customization. For each, like you can actually save it. You can actually use the passcode and everything, so it keeps everything that you earned. But yeah, I would say like the downside for me anyway, as a novice to this, is how touchy the steering is, and again, maybe it's something that you just have to get used to.
All right, so if you had to say your favorite feature on this, what would you say your favorite thing is about this?
I love that you can customize the car.
So the customization is like your number one thing.
Yes.
Now, let me ask you, if this was not labeled The Fast and the Furious, okay, would you still buy this cabinet?
If I was into racing cars, like if I was actually into a racing game, I mean, sure.
So for a racing cabinet, you think it's pretty good?
Yes, for a racing cabinet, I think it's pretty good.
So it really doesn't matter to you if it's labeled Fast and the Furious or not?
Not really. I mean, a racing cabinet is,
no, that's fine.
If that's what you're looking for, then I would say I like it,
Well, because that's the question that comes up from people, like, are you buying it for the name? Are you buying it for the cars? Are you buying it for the franchise? What are you buying it for? And I'm a Fast and the Furious fan. Like, I love Fast and the Furious. So for me, I hate to say it, the game could have been terrible, and I would still probably want it because of the artwork.
Because of the name.
The name and the artwork. But for you, it's been all around good driving, racing?
Yeah, I would say so.
What about the cabinet? How does the cabinet look? Do you think compared to some of the other cabinets Arcade 1-Up put out, did they do a good job? Did they do a bad job? What do you think?
I like the graphics. I think they did a good job with this. I'm not a professional by any means as far as gamers go, but as far as just like a general feel to it, I feel it's okay. It looks like there's an option here if you want to shift gears, which I don't shift gears, but like it looks like as far as the pedal goes, it's easy to use. There's nothing really too complicated about it.
Now, nobody said anything about the audio. What do you think about the audio?
As far as the audio goes, I don't know how loud it can go. It looks like it was on the minimum volume. So, if that's the case, that's pretty good. You don't have to strain to hear it. So,
is the audio good? Is it bad?
Yes, the audio is clear. You can hear it without actually having to strain your ears. You understand what they're saying. It's not mumbled. It's not, So I like it. I'd say the audio is very clear and it's loud. And as you can see, it's on a low volume right now. So it can get even louder, which is good.
That's kind of why I wanted to get everybody's opinion, because what I think, and because I'm into this stuff and I have all these cabinets. We have all these cabinets here, right?
Right.
So if you walk into here, what would cause you to come to this cabinet? Because I've kind of put this on the forefront because I like to see the artwork and stuff. What would cause you to go to it?
Now, I know originally if it didn't say Fast and Furious, but I would say because it says Fast and Furious, I'm like, oh, that's really cool. I know the show, so I know the movie, so let's,
Okay. So you think that's why a lot of people...
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it too. But I'll give my opinion here later on in this video. But well, that's cool. So this will be something I think every game night we're going to be challenging the wannabe racers that are over there on the couch right now, because they sit there and granny shift instead of double clutching like they should. So all right, I appreciate your time. I can only present you with the facts that this is a fun game. And I think if you talk to all the other reviewers who have this, they will tell you it's a fun game. If you want a fun racing game, take away the Fast and the Furious, take away the marquee title, take away everything that Arcade 1-Up missed in this cabinet as far as splitting these games, get rid of all that you have these tracks. Is it a fun game? Yes. Yes, it is. It's one of their best, funnest, if that's even a word, racing games that they have currently. That is what's going to sell this cabinet. Originally, I thought it was the Fast and the Furious, the title marquee, but because of the marketing mess up that they've done with this, that's not the case. Just being brutally honest. Playing well over 100 and some races with this and continuing to play this Saturday nights, this cabinet, everybody's fighting to play it. You know, you could sit there and say, well, that's because it's new. No, this is the first cabinet everybody goes to, besides the pinball tables. And then when they can't get on this, they go to Ridge Racer. It goes in waves. So what I would tell you is, if racing games aren't your thing, but you would love to have this, even though it has shortcomings, wait till it goes on sale, if it goes on sale. If you're a fan of the franchise, you gotta have it, then go buy it. But if you're expecting this to be just like the original arcade, its counterpart, whether it's Tokyo Drift or the Fast and the Furious, you're gonna be missing the boat. It's not. It's not even comparable. It's a port. It's almost like comparing, and I hate to say this, and some of the guys might chew me up for this, but that's fine. The analogy, you have playing an original game on original hardware, taking an NES game or Super Nintendo game, Genesis, whatever, playing it on its original system hardware versus playing it on emulation. That's how this is. This is your emulation versus playing it on a real arcade cabinet. Unfortunately, I don't have the room for an original arcade cabinet. I don't have the knowledge to fix them if something happens to them or breaks them. I would love to own some cabinets. I want a Donkey Kong. I mean, there's certain cabinets I would love to own, real cabinets. I just don't have the room. And I know Jade, she did a review. She has the original, and nothing can compare to it. The graphics on it, they had to dumb the graphics down in order to make it work with this PCB because, well, the hardware on just about all arcade 1-up products is underpowered. These are cheap knockoff cabinets. There's no other way to put it. These cabinets are not made to stand up against real arcade machines. If anything, all they've garnered was bringing the arcade enthusiast life back. And what I mean by that is brought to light the need to preserve arcade cabinets. Guys like me, you can see I'm almost touching the roof with my head. I'm 6'2". I think the ceiling, my hat just about touches it. This cabinet, if I had a real cabinet, I would never ever be able to get it to fit under here. It's just the facts. But again, you're gonna have haters and you're gonna have people that love this stuff. Down the middle, fun cabinet. Do the graphics bother me? Not really. In fact, the graphics being at the era of PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2 era, you're talking about 2006, 2007, somewhere around there. These are retro cabinets. I don't care. But I wanted to give you just a down and dirty review of this cabinet because I just wanted to speak the truth of my truth with this cabinet because, yeah, I do enjoy it. And I don't know what to say. I really enjoy this cabinet. My family enjoys this cabinet. And when I talked to my wife, I said, hey, if I sell 2 of the cabinets, how do you feel about me buying another Fast and Furious and we link them? And she's like, oh, that would be awesome. So that just goes to show you, there's a lot of fun in racing cabinets for my need, okay? I know I'm doing a lot more console gaming and I'm running out of room here with these 3/4 scale. But you guys have to ask yourself the question, is this worth my $600? Only you can answer that. and only you can decide if you want it for that price. Well, guys, I hope you like this review. I hope you continue to support me. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. I want to try to get to 10,000 subscribers by the end of the summer. We're just on the cusp of 8,000, and I really want to get there. I know a lot of you guys, well, it's not all about subscribers. No, but you know what? It helps reward the content creator when the subscriber counts gets boosted, because it means people actually care what you have to say. And I've been busy trying to pump this out. I've got giveaways coming up. So do it. It doesn't cost you anything. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, leave a comment. I appreciate it. Till next time, guys, keep it buzzing.